So I'm supposed to believe no. So I'm not sending my cat to Joe Exotic's ranch. I don't care if he's the one that called you. Really, dude? You called? You called? Oh my God. No, he's not going to your ranch. It's not happening. We're gonna work this out. I gotta go. I'm live. I gotta go. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. What's up, everybody? What's up, deckheads? Thanks for being here today. Apparently, Oliver doesn't want to live here anymore. He wants to go live with Joe Exotic. Not happening, bro. You're too valuable now, Oliver. I don't even know. He's chilling under the drum set. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. No. Look, I'll pan down for you. There he is. There he is. And look, he could give a shit less. Oh, I left my shoes out. Look. That's your king. That is your hero. Whatever. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is episode number 4 of Barry on Deck. I'm so excited about it. I messed all my cameras up and everything. I'm so excited to make it to 4 days doing this show. I'm stunned. It's been a blast so far, and I hope you guys are having fun with me. I'm enjoying doing this, man. I got to be honest. If this was my everyday thing from now on, I'm good with that because I'm really having a lot of fun doing these shows. So I hope you guys are enjoying them as well. I just want to, by the way, there is a chat. I'm going to try to keep up with you guys. It's really hard and to do the show and keep up with the chat. That was the beauty of having Joel and Nick is they could talk and say stupid things and I could just read the chat and the text and then involve you guys. It is harder. Maybe one day when this show is making some good money, I can hire a producer and they can help me keep up with the chat and all you guys. However, I start off every day this week at least with some show updates and just progress because I want to be honest with you. I'm not building this. We are building this. You guys are making this happen just as much as I am. You show up every day. You encourage me. You encouraged me to start the damn thing. You're here every day. I'm so thankful that you are. So I just want to give you guys updates to know what the plans are, where we're headed, and what's going on. So first update of the day is we sold out of the shirts. Unbelievable, you guys. Unbelievable. I didn't think that I would be able to sell 100 shirts. And then you guys were like, do 200. And I was like, nah, I don't think I could sell 200, much less 100. So I decided, well, I'll do 125 and that's it. And if people want it, great. But I didn't set the number higher because I didn't think I could sell them. And you guys showed up, you showed out, and God bless it. We sold 125 shirts in 24 hours. I'm so thankful. Thank you. If you bought a shirt, thank you so much. That means the world to me. And I want you to know that I'm taking the money and I'm putting it to good use. I'm going to buy some whores and no, I'm not. I'm dumping every single penny that doesn't go into the cost of the shirts is going into this show. Whether it's I've already went out because the shirts were pre-sale and I'm going to be getting with my guy Goose from Gooseworks. I should say Gus from Gooseworks to get the shirts printed. So I'm going to give you more updates on that. But I just want you to know what I'm doing with your money because I feel like that's full disclosure. So what I've already done is I bought the domain barryondeck.com. So I'm going to have that where I can host the YouTube videos there for people to watch as well because you need something. People still use websites. So I went ahead and ordered the domain. I'm going to buy a theme for WordPress and install it and get that up and running. And then from there, I'm looking at some different merch that I might be able to make for you guys to buy if you want it. I'm also going to be buying merch with the money to give to you Patreon subscribers. And yes, that's ready to go. I want 2 more people to take a look at it and make sure I'm not crazy. And then I'll be releasing the Patreon stuff tomorrow. And if you guys want to sign up, great. It's not crazy expensive. There's a $2 tier, a $5 tier, and a $10 tier. And what I wanted people to look at is there enough value in here? If you're going to give me $2 or $5 or $10 a month, I wanted the value to be there. I wanted you guys to get your money's worth regardless of what tier you paid for. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to build this community, and then I'm going to start marketing this show, and I'm going to start advertising this show. We're going to start putting it on Facebook. I'm going to start running some ads, and we're going to see what happens. But you know what? My heart is full, and my cup runneth over with joy and love. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show and buying those shirts pre-sale. And I will say this, if you didn't get a shirt, have no fear. I know some of you reached out already on Twitter and were like, dude, it wasn't payday. Dude, I couldn't, I did this, that, and the other. Don't worry. Now, you won't get that shirt. That is going to be the only shirt that we have that has Oliver on the sleeve. That's going to be the only OG shirt like that. Now, there might be shirts where we have Oliver on the front of the shirt, but that shirt that you saw, that's the OG ground floor. I was in it. I spent my money. I'm supporting this dude. I'm supporting this show. OG shirt. But I will have more Barry on Deck shirts. We're looking at all kinds of stuff. So have no fear. You'll still be able to get one and support me. And I will still appreciate it just as much. So that's kind of a show update. I got the domain, the shirts, the Patreon's ready. I bought, yeah. So we're good. Oh, one more thing. I've got to tell you, AR Platinum, who was a suspect, by the way, what? Shout out Usual Suspects. I figured since I sold out of the Barry on Deck OG t-shirts, I thought I would rock the OG Usual Suspects t-shirt in honor of my boys Nick and Joel and in honor of the suspects who are now deck heads and still showing love and support. And keep supporting their show too. Please do that. Those are my guys. I love them to death. Talked to Joel last night. Please keep supporting them too. Yes, underrated mess. You did tell me 150 on the shirts, and I should have probably made more. But I can't go back now because they lose the exclusivity. And as much as everybody paid to support, and I'm not going to change. I would love to because I think I could sell more, but damn it, we're sticking to it. One other thing I wanted to share with you before we jump into this, because holy shit, we've got a great show. I've got hilarious videos to break down and watch. I've got thoughts on Blake Snell and what he said about not playing because the money's not there. I've got thoughts on Prince Fielder. Might be the highest paid baseball player this year. Spoiler alert, he don't play no more. All kinds of stuff. NFL social media rankings. Jordan's flu game. I don't think he really had the flu according to one of his friends. Bunch of shit to get into. But I did want to put this up because, boy, if you watched me on Twitch Tuesday, then you know that when I call my shot, when I talk shit, when I gloat, things go badly. And that has been like that my whole life. That has not changed one bit. It's no, and look at this Facebook post from 2 years ago today. 2 years ago. Now, this is just to friends. This wasn't on, I might have tweeted it, but this was specifically for my friends and family on Facebook. I was so proud of this moment that this was my Facebook post. I can't believe we hit #1 in our time slot again in April. That's 3 of 4 months. Also had the longest time spent listening in the city. No one in sports talk was listened to longer per listener than the Usual Suspects in April of 2018. That was so awesome. And then I'm sure it'll come crashing down soon enough, but it's pretty damn cool. Miss Cleo right here called my shot. Sure enough, 2 years later to the day, here we are. Barry on Deck, no more Usual Suspects. Boy, Facebook sometimes with those memories, that shit hurts, bro. That shit ain't cool. But nonetheless, thank you guys for being here. That's enough. Let's get into some good stuff, shall we? I wanted to start with this Blake Snell quote because I know there are mixed feelings about it. If you don't know, Blake Snell was on Twitter and they were asking about, did he want to play in a shortened MLB season? Did he want to get out there and play and not even play for the most money? Or not the most money, but not even play for his contractually obligated money, right? They're saying that you're going to have to take a pay cut, half a season, half your pay. Well, this is what Blake Snell had to say about that. Nope, that's the wrong graphic. I knew that was going to happen at some point. So this is what Blake Snell had to say about playing baseball this year in a shortened season. Y'all got to understand, man, for me to take a pay cut is not happening because the risk is through the roof. While it's a shorter season, less pay, no, I got to get my money. I'm not playing unless I get mine, okay? And that's just the way it is for me. Like, I'm sorry you guys think differently, but the risk is way the hell higher and the amount of money I'm making is way lower. Why would I think about doing that? I know there are people that are hating on Blake Snell for this. I'm not mad at you, Blake Snell. And here's why. I don't think you guys should judge Blake Snell for his quote. When he says, where is it? The risk is through the roof. That he wasn't misquoting Jordan. He's right. There is a significant risk. And I will say this about you judging Blake Snell because he doesn't want to play for less money. John Westling brought it up yesterday on the show in the 3 o'clock hour. He talked about the fact that there's a greater risk. He talked about the fact like guys like Lance McCullers going out there without their usual spring training. Justin Verlander on a repaired groin, going out there on less than normal preparedness for a season. Excuse me. And that's a significant issue in and of itself. Is guys could get hurt in a half a season for half the pay. That's a big risk for those to take. If you were a multimillionaire, if you were under contract for $20 million and they were like, hey, we're going to pay you 10. I know we said 20, but we're going to pay you 10. And you still have not only the regular risk of playing baseball, getting injured and never, being able to play again or finish a season or your contract, but also you have the extra risk of coronavirus, of COVID. What would you do? And I think the other thing I'll say about this is you can't really judge Blake Snell because you don't know his situation. He might have a kid that's asthmatic. His elderly parents might live with him. He might, his wife might have a condition that makes her more susceptible to the risks of coronavirus. So I would reserve judgment on Blake Snell and don't be like, oh, he's an asshole. He's just a rich, wealthy athlete that wants to get all his money. And that's true, but don't we all? Are you guys going to work for free? Are you like, oh, I'm working from home, I'll take half? I mean, yeah, we do because we don't have millions in the bank, so it's not as easy. But put yourself in this situation, what would you do? And I think we would all not want to risk the injury for the money. And plus, you don't know his family situation. So I'm going to try. Wow, I'm going to look at some of you guys' feedback here. This is very aggressive. Underrated Mess said Shell is a bitch. Or Snell, excuse me, is a bitch. That seems a little aggressive though. I don't think he's a bitch. I think he's being cautious. Okay, what is up with Blake Snell's weird ass eyes? Is that a thing? Does Blake Snell have weird ass eyes? Now y'all are gonna make me Google Blake Snell's eyes. Blake Snell. Well, he was on the thing, wasn't he? Yeah, but you really can't see it. I want to see what Blake Snell's eyes look like now. You have piqued my interest for sure. What's wrong with his eyes? That's not... I'm going to try to drag this in here. Oh, hell. That didn't work. Let's see here. What's wrong with Blake Snell's eyes? I'm not seeing anything. Okay. They might be a little cattywampus. All right, there might be, yeah, they're a smidge off. Not too bad though. Not enough to be that judgy about his eyes. They're not terrible. Look, I got one nipple that goes that way. I got, don't judge a man by the crookedness of his eyes. That's a motto I live by in my life. He's got Uma Thurman eyes. I don't even know what that means. He's got Uma Thurman eyes. What does that even mean? Oh boy. Ass eyes. You guys are off. You guys and Blake's. I didn't know this was a thing. I learned something new from the deckheads today. Apparently, everybody hates Blake Snell's eyes. That is a thing that I wasn't aware of. That's pretty cool. But don't hate on Blake's. Hate his eyes, but don't hate on his reasons for not wanting to play this year on a shortened season. The money is real and the risk is real too. So take it easy on Blake Snell is the takeaway. Now, who you might want to hate, and actually, if you do, you're just being a hater. But who sent me this? A listener sent me this. Tyler Stamper at TY Stamp 23 on Twitter. But Tyler sent me this because I wasn't aware of this. Prince Fielder is going to make an absolute grip. I mean, this dude is going to be the highest paid baseball player in baseball this year, and he's not even in baseball. This dude I think he's been out since 2016, I think is the last time he played baseball. But what they're saying is because of his neck injury, 2016, because of his neck injury, he had to retire. The Rangers just released him and they're paying him, and he's owed $24 million, and they're still going to pay this dude if they play. And they're going to have to pay him the full $24 million, which is just absolutely insane to me. But at the same time, he's going to make more than Mike Trout. He's going to make more than Garrett Cole, who both have 37 and $36 million contracts respectively. But they're only going to get paid half. They're only going to see half of that money. So $37 million is what? Well, half of 38 is what? 19? Mike Trout's going to make $19 million. Oh, bless his heart. Prince Fielder's going to make 24. Yo, Richard, that's so great. Dude, that's exactly who I thought of, Richard. Matt Maloney. That and Bobby Bonilla. That Bobby Bonilla contract where he gets $1 million a year until he's 108. But that's exactly what I thought of. Matt Maloney with that whack-ass contract that the Rockets gave him, and then Bobby Bonilla. Dude's just getting paid after baseball. If you have a kid and you want them to play sports and grow up and be rich, don't let them play football. CTE is a risk. Injury is a huge risk. The money isn't great when you start. Teams take advantage of you. Basketball is great, but you can't control height. So you may not have a tall kid, but they may be athletic. Put them in baseball. Put them in baseball. Either make them throw pitches left-handed and learn how to be a lefty specialist, or put them behind the plate and make them be a catcher. That's the two quickest roads to the majors. Catcher and lefties. And if you can do that, they'll get some of these stupid-ass Prince Fielder. I've been out of the league for 4 years, still making $24 million contracts. Man, you'll be set. Just whatever you do, don't let them play football. I mean, hats off to everybody that plays, but what a risk. Who else was it? So there was 2 more people in this article that they mentioned. Wei Yin Chen, who is owed $22 million from the Marlins, would be close to what Fielder's making. And then Jacoby Ellsbury, who was supposed to get $26 million from the Yankees, but apparently they're like, nah, we're not paying you that. So we'll see how that goes for Jacoby Ellsbury. But dude, Prince Fielder just out here stealing from fools. Absolutely stealing from fools. And Tyler, thank you for the link, man. That was I was not aware that there were more Bobby Bonillas in this world. And that's not even close. Bonilla's contract's $1 million. We're talking $26 million to not play. So let's see. What do we got over here? Spike ball. Nobody's playing spike. No, is that volleyball? Nobody's playing that. Oh, really? Now this I didn't know. Michael Finley was getting paid 3 or 4 teams at once. Oh, he would get. I'm guessing he would get waived and get a veterans minimum from somebody else. Yeah, that's the way you do it. That is. By the way, a lot of you are saying baseball and soccer. Really, soccer? What's the average? I feel like there's a lot more money in baseball if you're staying stateside. Now, if you're going to go play in Europe and, risk getting attacked by weird people in the stands, okay, maybe that's what you want to do. But I didn't realize that soccer was like that as well. That's interesting to know. D-Mata, I see you, buddy. I see testing. Something you guys need to know about the chat, and I didn't know this, but while the chat is up, if you curse in the chat, it'll hold them for moderation. And I don't see all the stuff that gets held for moderation. Like I have a thing open so I can make sure that the feed is going. I have my little iPad that I'll put the YouTubes on, and make sure it's working. But I'm not watching the chat. Like, I'm trying to see, is there anything getting held in moderation here? It doesn't look like you. It looks like you guys aren't being filthy yet, so that's good. But I can make moderators. If you want to be, if you plan on being here every day from 2 to 4, and you would like to be a moderator for the Barry on Deck chat, just send me a private message on Twitter and be like, yo, I'm down to moderate, and I'll just randomly select 1 or 2 of you or 3 of you, and then that way we'll always have somebody in chat that can, because like yesterday somebody had a chat about, or a message about, they said the word shit and YouTube held it. So what I say shit 95 times an hour on this show. Why are you holding that, YouTube? So if you guys want, anybody wants to be a moderator, just let me know, and I'll just hit me up on Twitter at barryisfunny, and I'll need your YouTube URL, and I can make you a moderator of the chat. And that way, if we have 4 or 5 moderators, then there's probably always going to be somebody in the chat that can help out. Oh, look at that. No, it got through. Oh, this actually got through. I think I fixed it. Who moderates the moderators? Nobody, Sergio. Because last night I was messing with the settings, so it looks like I might have fixed it, but there's still some words you can't. Okay, now I'm going to have to turn on the curse words again. Because I can tell right now, you guys are going to be filthy. Adam, bro, better late than never, buddy. Thank you for being here. Anyways, if you want to moderate the chat, let me know. Let's get to some video, damn it. That's what we're all here for, right? Let's get to some video of, I got to tell you, this video, let me see who sent this to me. I've been trying to make a note of who sends me what here. So the first one I want to do is a Walmart freakout from Lisa Oden. This is a quick little video, but this is one that it'll, when you see it, well, I tell you what, I'm not going to comment on it. I want you to see it, and then you tell me in the chat if you think this is real or fake, and then I'll have my own. But this is, now it's kind of a weird shape. They did it vertically and not horizontally. But here you go. This is the first video thanks to Lisa Oden.
Calm down, dude. Dude.
Yo, what? What? We gotta see this again. Now, he is saying the F word. If you have the speakers, be careful. But check this out. So this dude's in his underwear, already stripped down. He's spraying himself. Dude. Takes his shirt off. Bleep you mother bleeper. And he's spraying himself with God knows what. Probably some alcohol thing that he made in his house. Okay, so my question to you is, real or fake? Do you think that this dude, do you think this is real or fake?
Calm down, dude.
Oh my God. No, it's not murder hornets, Sergio. Somebody said meth. That, I tell you, yeah, Jeremy said meth is a bitch. That really might be a meth thing. Like you get paranoid. I don't know. I've never done meth, but I assume you get paranoid doing meth. Is that true? I don't know. Whoever's done meth in the chat, let us know. Do you get paranoid? But yo, that shit is, I'll admit, at first, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's fake. There's no way that's real. But then when you see his reaction and the guy, and he's like, calm down, dude. I don't know. If that was all acting, all of those people are missing their calling and should move to Hollywood because it was really good acting. But yo, my thing was, what's up with them drawers? Are these, hold on, where is it? Are these, what kind of drawers are these? Are those bikinis? Because they're not. Dude. What kind of underwear is this dude wearing? Are those like bikini briefs? Or are those boxer briefs that just rode up the thigh? I don't know what that is. And now, second question is they roll up, and I don't know what he's dropped over here. It looks like he's got his glasses. Now we see his butthole. Didn't need a butthole shot right away. But then, now, he has a spray bottle and what appears to be a pink liquid in the spray bottle. So I don't know if that's soap. I don't know what he's doing. What does his shirt say? It looks like... I can't really tell. At first I thought it said Rage Against the Machine, but I don't know what that is. But then he pulls it out, and now we almost have full frontal. We get an idea of how big his junk is, and you see he's kind of discombobulated. But what I love is that he's yelling, "Bleep you, mother bleeper," but he's still right here. Chest spray. Oh, that's so good. That's the best. That is the absolute best. Thank you, Lisa, for sending that. Tell your dad I hope he gets better. No, that's not appropriate. I'm sorry, Lisa. I didn't mean to say shit about your dad. I hope he's alive. If not, that was really an asshole joke to make, and I apologize. All right, let's get one. I got to get this video in because it kind of leads to another video. Now, I know I promised you guys the Aussie Shark video, but this is way better because so who sent this? Super Falcons fan sent this to me, and I love great videos that you want to watch a million times. And guys, this is absolutely 1,000% one of those videos. Now, it starts off very Kathy at Red Lobster-ish, okay? But you just have to stick around for a minute. But check this out. So this is courtesy of Superfans Falcon, who added me this on Twitter. Here you go.
Today they're out here sharing marijuana.
What?
They're smoking pot out here on a Friday afternoon after they got everybody's money.
Yeah, that's what you do on
They're
Friday.
out here smoking pot. Look at them. Watch them. The same old nasty ass people from last week. There you go. Look at here. They ought to be ashamed. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope.
Goddamn right, bitch.
Yeah, I got your bitch. Sitting on the goddamn corner
What?
doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn
What?
corner doing dope. They ought to be
Oh!
ashamed. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope.
Oh!
Goddamn right.
Oh my God.
There you go.
This is
They're
so
out here sharing marijuana.
fucking
Look
great.
at here. There you go. The same old nasty ass people from last
Oh!
doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing
Oh
dope.
my
Corner
God.
doing dope. Goddamn
Yo.
Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope.
Goddamn right, bitch.
Sitting on the goddamn corner doing
This
dope.
guy, this is my favorite.
Goddamn corner
Yo.
doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope.
This guy is my hero.
Dope. Dope.
Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch.
Oh my God, I want to dance like that. I want to vest like that.
Corner doing dope. 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 Corner doing dope.
Oh.
Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn
Oh my God.
dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner.
Did I not tell you? Yo, Aaron, that's you, buddy. Thank you. You guys give it up for Aaron J. Bryant, who is the one that alerted me to the absolute best video I have seen in months. That was the shit. I love that so much. Yeah, Clarence, I'm sorry, but that was like the best. I don't even want to break it down. I don't need to break it down. It was like a whole movie. It was literally like, oh, it starts off, we have an angry white lady and some homeless people. Shit's about to go down. Let's see. So you're like,
Today they're out here sharing marijuana.
Now, she immediately sounds like the average white woman because she's calling it marijuana. And I'm surprised she didn't say the marijuana. But I just love
They're
that.
smoking pot out here on a Friday afternoon after they got everybody's money.
which is not acceptable to Sharon here, even though it is okay for her husband Ralph to get drunk on the porch of the trailer on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon. But God forbid some homeless people smoke some weed to deaden their pain inside, just hanging out.
They're out here smoking pot. Look at them.
Look at them. Watch them. Oh.
The same old nasty ass people from last week. There you
That's
go.
the hook. That's the hook. Look at
They
her.
ought to be ashamed.
They are to be ashamed. Now she's kind of getting a little flavor. Like first she's like, look at them. They're smoking. She sounded a little bit like Larry the Cable Guy, right? Look at you out there smoking the marijuana. And then, now she's getting a little flavor. Now she's
Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope.
that's the hook, obviously. But then, when she says, I got your bitch.
Goddamn right, bitch.
Yeah, I got your bitch.
Now she's got flavor. Now, and by the way, I absolutely saved that as a drop.
I got your bitch.
Yeah, we do.
I got your bitch.
Y'all know bitch is my favorite word. I was like, oh, that's a drop right away. But yo, this beat.
Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn
I don't know
corner
who
doing
made
dope.
this.
Sitting
It
on
was
the
probably
corner doing
remixed
dope.
God Suede.
Doing dope. They
That
ought
shit
to be
is just
ashamed. Sitting on the goddamn
unbelievable. Unbelievable. Super Falcons fan, Aaron, thank you so much for that shit, dude. Listen, I love those videos, and I used to have one. There was one that came out. You guys know who Kenneth Copeland is. He's that preacher that says the weirdest, dumbest shit, right? Like, that's now, this was before Sitting on the Goddamn Corner Doing Dope dropped. Before Sharon dropped Sitting on the Corner Doing Dope, Kenneth Copeland dropped a COVID-19 remix. And this was my favorite until Sitting on the Corner Doing Dope drop. So check this out.
Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord. COVID-19.
Oh!
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
I blow the wind of God.
What?
From the state of Washington to the state of Maine to Brownsville,
so
Texas, and the tip of Florida. Today, we speak to this atmosphere. Today, burn this thing.
Ooh.
This virus hates heat. You just burn this thing. Burn, burn.
Yeah,
I call
COVID-19.
for a supernatural heat wave straight out of hell.
Oh my God, this is so great. What? COVID-19.
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 Yes.
I blow the wind of God.
Yo, that shit is amazing. That shit is amazing. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kenneth Copeland. Your shit just fell off the charts. Because Sharon dropped Sitting on the Goddamn Corner Doing Dope. And it is #1 with a bullet. It is the new banger. Oh my God. Yes. I love this shit so much. Oh, guys, you gotta keep making. Look, some of you have sent me stuff. I haven't used it. I understand. But when you got shit like this, just send it all to me, okay? Send me all the fire. I'll figure out what we're gonna play and what we're not gonna play. But bro, that shit is amazing. And can we just shout out to the creative people that do that shit? People that hear music in words is just unbelievable. Like, I remember when they had that dude that hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your husbands because they're raping everybody out here. Remember someone put that to a song? That was great, but yo, Sitting on the Goddamn Corner Doing Dope and the COVID-19 Preacher remix are 1 and 2 for me now. All time. It's just the absolute best. Listen, Michael, I don't know how to say your name, Michael, and I hate that so much because I've known you forever, but I'll fuck it up. But yes, I will absolutely put the links to the descriptions in the YouTube. Look, I'm that guy now on YouTube where I point down to where you don't know where the description is. I hate that so much. Yes, I'm going to put the link to both the COVID-19 video and the sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope video. I'll link you to both of them, and you have fun with that. And then if if Lisa, I'm sorry, Lisa. This was actually this is great though, Lisa. This was great.
Calm down, dude.
Yeah, but it's it's no.
Today they're out here sharing marijuana.
They're out here sharing marijuana.
There you go.
There you go.
They are to be ashamed.
Oh, this is the best. Can we just do this for
Sitting
2
on the
hours?
goddamn corner doing dope.
And now you can't not hear it. Am I right? You can't, like, when you first heard that, you didn't hear music, but now you can't not hear it. It's just the best.
Yeah, I got your bitch.
Oh,
Sitting
what?
on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. They are to be ashamed. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope.
Yes.
Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope.
Listen, I know I'm wearing y'all out with this shit, but this is my favorite part right here. This guy needs to be a goddamn internet sensation. Oh my God. Why? Why is this guy not famous? Why is this guy not famous? Look at that! I want to do that! I can't even do it! That shit is amazing! Oh my God. Oh, that's beautiful. That's my hero. That guy's my hero. I don't care. Look at that. I got to get that guy on this show. I want to talk to that guy. You know who he reminds me of? Was it Uncle Chico? There's a dude in Houston that makes videos like that. I'm gonna have one of his videos tomorrow, and I want him to come on the show. And I was actually gonna try to get him to do a live chat when I was doing those as well. But holy shit, the videos were fire. I said it on Twitter that they were gonna be fire. Oh my God, that was amazing. Thank you guys for sending those to me. That was outstanding. All right, little sports. I'm running out of time. Shit, it's almost 2:40. We got to get Cody Stoots in here. Joining me at 3 o'clock, Cody Stoots. You should see the list of stuff. I want to tease some of the items that Cody came up with. This is why Cody is so good at radio. This is why he needs a job in radio right now. I'm just going to read you some of this, and he's probably going to get mad. I'm giving it away. I don't give a shit. It's Barry on deck, not Cody on deck. But I want you guys to hear the stuff that he's got on the list. This is going to be a great hour. So this is his topics that he suggested. I'm not calling any idea for sports returning a bad idea. What do you do when someone steals your joke? At my fattest, what's the order you have been most embarrassed about at a fast food restaurant? Do you root for or against people that are on the My 600 Pound Life? He watched a documentary on He-Man and he has questions. He wants to be on a cooking show. And what's your YouTube rabbit hole? Yo! I should just, my wife told me don't clap on the stream because it's loud, and that's my bad. But I'm going to try to do better. I'm a clapper. I don't know, when I laugh, I noticed that watching these videos. I do two things. I laugh, and I lean back, and I clap. There's a lot of movement in my laugh. There's a lot of joy, though, I promise. Yes, thank you, Gregory Vega. I'm not trying to interrupt myself, but Tio Choco. I'm going to have a video of Tio Choco tomorrow. Don't Google it yet. I want to grab the best one because it's amazing. And then I'm going to ask him to come do this show with me. So, all right. Those are the topics that Cody's going to... I got a little off track there. Those are the topics that Cody's going to... Now, one of the things that I wanted to discuss, there was an article that Chris Householder sent me at House It Going on Twitter. And let me just read you the headline. Rockets' James Harden was not among NBA stars on private conference call. And what the article is basically telling you is that you had Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Dame Lillard. You had Steph Curry. You even had Russell Westbrook on the call. No James Harden. What's wrong with that picture? Then it started making people think, is it an issue? Does the league just not like him? So who was it? Oh, Kendrick Perkins. So this Kendrick Perkins said the following: I called Chris Haynes and he clarified to me from his knowledge that James Harden was not on the call. Now, that's part of it. And then Brian Windhorst came out and said, he revealed on February 2019 that per a source, this is a Brian Windhorst source, Brian Windhorst source. Okay. We're not doing that again. According to, this is a source from Brian Windhorst. Oh, now I'm a Dr. Seuss show. Some of these guys do not like James Harden, and that came through. Some of the people were being very diplomatic, and some of the guys just don't like him. So that's according to Brian Windhorst. That's a thing that he said somebody told him. I personally don't think people in the league like James Harden. I think when you see what in this article even mentioned the fact that, look, Chris Paul was James Harden's teammate. And Chris Paul is the head of the Players Union. Chris Paul is the one that got this call together to get all of the superstars on the same page. Did Chris Paul reach out to James Harden, or did he leave him off? Did he tell him no big deal? Don't worry about it. I mean, we also don't know. Now, let's be fair here. We also don't know if James Harden had something to do. Maybe he's busy. I heard strip clubs are open. He may have not been able to take the call. We don't know. So I would say this, though. James Harden strikes me as the kind of guy that you put up with him when he's on your team, and you can't stand his ass when he's not. And he's the kind of guy that no matter whether you play with him or not, you probably talk shit about him behind his back as an NBA player. Like, I imagine that Russ likes James. I imagine that they're friends. But at the same time, I bet when he's with, well, we won't say Durant because that was weird, but I bet if Russ is hanging out with Steph, and he's like, yeah, dude, he's just weird. He's kind of like, I don't like the dude. Like, he parties too much. He acts like he cares about baseball. Or basketball. He don't care about basketball. He's all about the money. Like, I could see those conversations happening behind James Harden's back from other players. I could see where they're like, yeah, he tries to cheat the game. He doesn't play the right way. He tries to bend the rules and use the rule book to his advantage. And people call it innovative. That dude ain't innovative. I don't know. I just think that people probably in the league probably don't like James Harden. Now, I just saw where Sergio said, is he like Pat Bev? Here's the difference, though. People like Pat Bev when they play for him, when they play with him, because obviously he's a bulldog. He's a hustler. He's going to get under your skin. He doesn't give a shit. Whatever it takes to win. Can you say the same thing about James Harden? No. That's why Chris Paul and him didn't get along. It's because Chris Paul tried to hold him to a higher standard. Chris Paul tried to hold him to a superstar standard. If you're going to be a superstar, you have to play like a superstar. You have to get back on defense if the ball gets stripped. You have to get back on defense if you didn't get the call when you went down the lane and got fouled. You have to hustle. When you don't have the ball, set a screen for somebody else. When you don't have the ball, move a little bit. Create. Do some things. James Harden doesn't do a lot of that. Is he an amazing scorer? Yeah. He is probably the best scorer in basketball right now. But is he the best player in basketball? No. Is he the best teammate? I would say no. And he's not, he doesn't do anything other than be a prolific scorer. And I think that's the big difference between him and a guy like Pat Beverly is guys are ride or die for Pat Beverly while he's on the team. And then when he leaves, you know what? I still believe that people respect Pat Beverly. I think when Pat Beverly's not on your team, and he's playing your team, you hate his guts. But you respect him because then you watch Pat Beverly, like we're all Rockets fans, right? And we're watching Pat Beverly play the Clippers. And when they play the Rockets, we're like, man, I hate that dude. I hate him so much. But then you watch him play LeBron and get in his kitchen and you're like, yes, love Pat Beverly. So it's a respect thing. And I don't think James has that. I really don't. I think people admire his ability to score. But I don't think players, and I don't think fans, and I don't even think teammates respect James Harden. Just my opinion. I could be wrong, and maybe I am. But that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me see here. Here you go. We know why now. We know why James wasn't on the call. Because he was sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Okay. Yeah, I agree, Golfer Jay. Mad respect for Pat Beverly. When he first left, admit it though, when he first left Chris Householder, you didn't like that dude. You didn't like Pat Bev at first. Remember when he was hurt and the Rockets played him and he was on the bench and he was standing up and he was shouting at the Rockets and getting in their faces and talking trash to the bench while at a timeout? Oh, I hated that shit. Hated it. But I still respect the shit out of that dude, man. I love his hustle. I admire his game. Nobody does it like Pat Bev, man. Nobody does it like Pat Bev. He's one of those guys, man. And I don't think James is that guy. I don't see it. So, but I appreciate you, Chris Householder, for sending that link out. That was interesting. Let's see. I wanted to get to this before, but it's 2:45. See, I need somebody in my ear. I need Nick in my ear. And I know a lot of you are saying I should get Trey to be my producer. And trust me, I would love to have Trey as the producer of Barry on Deck. Nothing would make me happier in my life. But it's a bit complicated what's going on with all the video and shit. And I'm not saying Trey can't do it. It's just really difficult to do remotely. And it's difficult enough for me to do it here. But then remotely, and I can't pay him. And I don't expect anyone to help me with this and do it for free. I just don't. I have had friends behind the scenes kind of, but to work on this show every day, if I'm going to have sponsors and make money and try to keep this thing going and build it, like you guys buying the shirts and selling them out. But I don't want people to do stuff for free on the show, working for them. If you want to help me sell something or whatever, that's awesome. But if Trey's going to work, I want to be able to pay Trey. At some point in the future, I would love to pay a producer to help me with the show. I absolutely would. And I think I'll get there one day. I think right now what I'm going to have to do is probably get an assistant, like one of those online assistants. Because I'm telling you right now, there's so much shit that I have to get done on a daily basis. Like I literally work until 3 a.m. every day. And then I get up at about 8 or 9, sometimes 10. And then I just get right back at it because there's so much that I got to get done because I really want this to work. I really want this to be a thing. So you guys, I got to show prep. Like I have to sit down and carve out at least 2 hours of my day to put the show together. And I have other shit to do. So yeah, I think I'm going to, no, Walt. I'm going to get a mail order assistant. It's going to be like some chick in lingerie. My wife's going to be like, who's that bitch? I'll be like, what? She'll be like, who's that bitch? I'll be like, that's my assistant. And by the way,
I got your bitch.
So watch out, lady. She's helping. She's growing Barry on Deck. No, that could have been real bad. No, Mike, you're not getting paid. Can I pay you in emotional love bucks? Can I do that? Yeah, what? Oh, hold on. What the hell does this mean? Damn, Barry is a better professional now. Who would have thought it? What the shit does that mean? No drug testing. No, that's not a thing. We don't drug test on this show. In fact, I was thinking, I told you guys, I'm not going to drink on this show, but I'm thinking I may have to relax that on Fridays. I'm thinking Fridays might be alcohol Friday. We may have to drink on Fridays. I may have to, look, I still have some of this left. I have to get rid of this. This is the Crown Noble Collection. So we have to drink this, people. And this is literally all the Crown I have left in the house. My wife had hid it, but I found it. So we're going to have to drink that. No, there's no drug testing. Why is Barry's cat, Oliver, blowing up the chat right now? I know where you should be, sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope, Oliver. He left. He's not even in here. He left his, look. He left his little catnip toy. He left that. Okay. He left his, this is his dope. Inside of this, catnip. Yep. He was sitting on that chair doing dope. That's what he was. Okay, I got to get to this real quick before we get out of here. We're going to take a break at 3 o'clock, or excuse me, at 2:55, and then I'm going to bring in Cody Stoots, and we are going to light this mother up. But I did want to get to this story about they ranked the NFL teams by popularity on social media. By the way, when I backed up, holy shit, look at that. Woo, buddy. I got some work to do. Good God almighty. I am wearing pants. I always wear pants. I told you guys, I get up, I take this shit serious. I get up, I take a shower every other day usually. I brush my teeth, I put on deodorant because it's hot in here. You see that? Look, you see that sweat stain? It's hot as shit with all these lights. And then I brush my teeth, I put on pants and a shirt, and I come in here and I do a show like a professional. And then I curse a lot. Okay, let's get to this real quick. Now, the NFL they ranked teams by popularity on social media. I don't know if you guys can guess who did what where, but let's start at the bottom. Jacksonville Jaguars, the Jaguars, dead last in the rankings, and I didn't even capture all the headers. It doesn't really matter. Let me see here. I have them on the website here. The first column there where you see for the Jags 631,000, that's their Facebook likes. Second column is Twitter followers. Third column is Instagram. And then the last column is their total. So there are, man, these Instagram hoes have more followers than the Jacksonville Jags do. That's crazy. Most Instagram hoes do. But Jags are last. The Bucks, I expect that to change. That one caught me off guard a little bit. I didn't think that the Bucks would be down there after getting Tom Brady, but they still are lagging behind. Sorry, Hugo. Where you at, bud? Titan Hugo, where you at? Ho, look at that. Number 30, Tennessee Titans. Sucking it. Suck it, Titans. That's the one thing the Texans beat you guys at. In fact, going up to number 22, look at that, Indianapolis Colts. So, in the bottom third of the league, Colts, Titans, Jags. The AFC South, more like AFC suck. At least on social media. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Hugo. But yeah, they're 30. Sorry, bud. That sucks. They suck. Titans suck. Go Chiefs. Okay, let's go to the 11 through 20. Let's see what that looks like here. Boom. 11 through 20. Redskins. My Chiefs at 19. Damn it. But at least they crack 1 million on all platforms. So that's good. They crack 1 million on all platforms. They've got how the hell are the Dolphins beating the Titans, Hugo? What's up with that? Bro, you got to get it together. And look at that. Number 15, everybody. Your Houston Texans are the 15th most popular team on social media in the NFL. Now, I ask you, does that surprise you? Are you like, did you think it should be higher? Did you think it should be lower? The Texans sitting at 15. What was their numbers per platform here? Let's look at this. At 15, so they have 2.17, 2.18, we'll round up, 2.18 million Facebook likes. They have 1.8 million Twitter followers and 1.2 million Instagram followers. 5.19 total social media followers. In a city of 6 million. That's pretty damn good though, guys. Let's be real. You got a third of the city to like you on Facebook, essentially. That's strong. That's real strong. I'm not, as much as I hate on the Texans, I'm not hating on the fact that they were able to get a third of the city to like them on Facebook. You know, their total social media reach damn near is the city population. Now, granted, some of these are out of town. Some of these are people that, you know, they probably like them on all three. So I'm not saying the whole city likes them, but yeah, Texans check in at 15. And then your top 10, if you care. By the way, Clarence, there's your Saints, bud. Number 11, baby. Walt, how you feeling? Huh? How you feeling? Number 11. All right, here we go. Top 10. Shit! Damn it! Cowboys at number 1. You got to be shitting me. Why? Well, I guess there is something to that America's team, maybe, at least from a popularity perspective. But take a look at that. Panthers 10, Giants 9, the 49ers 8. That surprises me. Broncos 7? What? Broncos are 7. Eagles 6. Okay, shout out Holly. Number 5 is the Seahawks. Number 4 is the Packers. Shut up, Joel. Number 3, the Steelers. Number 2, the Patriots. That'll go down with Tom. Tom is gone now. And then number 1 is the Cowboys. So a few shockers on there. But I tell you what, yeah, Jeremy, your Packers are 4. Look at you, man. Congrats. Still hate the Packers. But I tell you what, Cowboys at number 1 is strong, man. You can talk all the shit you want about Cowboys and Cowboy fans, but they pull. They get numbers. That's a fact. Okay. Damn it, I clapped again. That's my bad, Nora. Don't yell at me when you get home and I'm making dinner because I don't have a job and you do. Okay, we got to get to a break. I'm way past. It's 2:57. No rules, though. I do what the hell I want. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a 5-minute break. You guys know the drill by now. If you've tuned in, please don't leave me. I have detachment issues, so I'm asking you, don't leave. Please, whatever. But we're going to take a 5-minute break. Go pee-pee. Go boo-boo. Get you a Diet Coke. Get you a beer. Do whatever you need to do. When we come back in 5 minutes, Cody Stoots is going to join me. Sorry, I thought Oliver walked in with more demands. Cody Stoots is going to join me in the next hour at 3 o'clock. We got a whole bunch of shit to get to. It's going to be an absolute blast. Do not go anywhere, guys. We're back in 5 minutes. Barry on deck. All right, we are back. Barry on deck, hour number 2. Thank you guys for sticking around. You guys know I have separation anxiety. I'm like a puppy. When I go to break, it freaks me out. I get worried that nobody's going to come back. So I thank you for sticking around as usual and supporting the show. All right, it's hour number 2, and as you guys know, I always have a guest with me for hour number 2. And joining me now, I'm super pumped about this, man. This guy has been very supportive, and he is here now on the show and ready to do the damn thing. Cody Stoots, what's up, homie?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, dude. I'm good. You know, you and I have been talking behind the scenes, and I thanked you then, but I'm thanking you now. You sent me an email that meant a ton, dude. You sent me some info with some wisdom and insight that was off the charts, and I appreciate you reaching out and doing that because you too are going through this, man. And you know, I was funny because I had Raheel on the show, and I told him we're like Eskimo brothers in work. Like we both got fired on the same day or laid off on the same day, and you were a few weeks before us, so you get it too, right?
Yeah. So initially got told I was going to be on furlough, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, I guess I'll look up what that word means because I'd never heard it before. And they're like, hey, you know, we're going to work to bring you back. We're hoping to bring you back. And then I think it was 22 days in, like, hey, we're going to not bring you back. And I was like, cool. So from furloughed to fired. And I know it's not fired, but like when you lose your job, you get fired. Like, it doesn't matter like what the reason, like that's a term I use, you know. Plus, you know, when you're sitting around doing nothing, you're like, why am I here? Oh, I got fired. So there's a little bit of motivation to the fired word. Like, oh, we had a separation. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's what I try to tell myself when I think about an ex-girlfriend that broke up with me that I want to break up with. You know, like, oh, we separated. Like, no, she broke up with your ass.
She left you, bro. It's over. You're not going back.
You were separated from the company. Yeah, I was fired. Yeah.
No.
And, you know, people may have a negative connotation about that or whatever, but like, hey, I'm not with them anymore. It doesn't matter what the word is you use. I'm not with them anymore.
You and Jake were kicking ass too, dude. Y'all had a show. It was a really good show, man. I thought y'all had really good chemistry. But that's the shitty part about this business, right? It doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, sometimes economics is what matters more than, and usually in radio, I feel like economics always matters the most.
I would put what Jake and I did at Super Bowl, the radio row that we put together, the guest list that we had. There were probably, as a full entity, there were 3 people that could match what Jake and I put together on Super Bowl Radio Row, which I think was like kind of the peak of what we could do, you know, with the potential, the possibility.
Right.
I'd put, you know, Sirius, ESPN, and then CBS's national radio. But outside of that, SB Nation Radio had the best. I mean, the guest list was incredible. Sean Payton, DeAndre Hopkins,
man,
Stephon Diggs. Like,
we ran. Now this is unprecedented because a lot of times you don't do this, but we ran y'all's interview on our show.
Yeah.
A lot of people won't do that. Yeah, a lot of people are like, we'll do our show, you do your show. But, you know, AJ came in and he was like, man, only 6 people in the country got to interview DeAndre Hopkins and his mom. That's it. And Jake and Cody were one of them. You guys, if you don't run it, we're going to run it. And I was like, shit, that's a big deal. Yeah. So, man, you guys were killing it, man. It was dope.
Yeah, Martha Stewart, Lil Nas X, like that was.
Who was your favorite? Who was your favorite?
Martha was my favorite.
Really?
Because I'd grown up watching Martha. My mom had me watching Martha when I was younger, and I mean, me and her talked cooking tips. It was good stuff.
Dope. You know? I mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
And I just think the potential of what Jake and I had as a radio show is, even if you didn't hear us nationally, you could pick us up and drop us into any spot you needed. Like, if Charlie was gone, you know, they'd ask Jake and I sometimes to fill in. Like, you could pick us up and drop us into, like, it was a ready-made show for national radio, obviously, but we could have done that show anywhere and done it for any audience, and I think we'd have been pretty successful. I think the world of Jake, there's a ton of potential there. There's obviously, you know, he got furloughed initially, and then, you know, if you follow him on Twitter, he announced this today. He's coming back. He's going to do some stuff with Gow Media. hopefully he took the time to put some more tools in his tool belt. That's what I'm doing while I'm down, not doing stuff. That's what you've done with the show. I watched the tutorial video 3 weeks ago or whatever. You didn't know how to do any of this video stuff. No. And so you added that tool to your tool belt, so that's the big thing is when you go away, this old wrestling term, I'm a big pro wrestling fan. I don't eat my boogers though, as some people would say wrestling fans do. When you go away in wrestling, you'll learn a new move. When you go away at radio, you go work on yourself. You put a new tool in the tool belt. There's no move that you would learn, but you learn a little bit more about yourself. You try to get better, and that's all I'm trying to do.
Dude, I tell you, one of the things I'm learning by doing this show, and again, I wasn't going to do it, but so many people encouraged me. It's just been amazing. I can't stop talking about it because I just didn't expect it. But one of the moves I'm learning that I'm adding to my tool belt is leading a show, doing a solo show, which is not easy. This first hour of this show is the most nerve-wracking thing I've done in front of a microphone in 3 years. Honest to God, because I didn't know. I've done a solo show once, but I still had Nick. There's no behind the glass for me now. There's no bailout. If I get stuck or there's no bailout. And so far, I can go to the chat and the deckheads and talk to them, but still, there's nobody to bounce stuff off of. That's scary, but it's good. I'm learning.
I think to me, radio shows are primarily the best when they're 3-man horsepower or better. So 3 people working on a show or more. Maybe that's 2 hosts and a producer. Maybe that's 2 producers and a host. Maybe it's 3 hosts and a board operator. I think radio to me is meant to be 2 people. Not saying that the solo people like the cowherds and the roams and all those guys from before. Solo people, I get it. That's for some people. For me, I want 2 people. I want back and forth. I want to be able to pick a side. Yep. I think co-host a radio, but having that solo radio tool belt, having that solo show in your tool belt, and then for you to do it with just you, that's got to be kind of fun, but also, like you said, kind of scary. It
is fun. It's nerve-wracking, and you're right, because one of the things that I realized was, oh shit, you always feel like, okay, I have my role. This is what I do. And my role was to bring comic relief to the show, some entertainment, some energy. But I always, don't underestimate the job of the straight man in comedy, right? You know that. You've done comedy. You know how important that can be. You know that having Joel to pick on, having Nick to pick on was crucial to my success, to making me look funnier because I could mess with him. And so that whole first hour, I don't have anybody to mess with. And that's one thing I do well is just jack with people. So that sounded sexual. Yeah. But I have incorporated some other stuff with the movies or the videos and stuff, and that's been fun, and that's been a different twist on it. And I've tried to take it serious, but also it's why I wanted a guest for the second hour, so I can have some fun and talk to somebody, man.
Yeah, a little back and forth. I think there's no right way or wrong way to do any sort of entertainment.
No.
So then that's what this is. This is entertainment. Nobody's coming to you getting the latest breaking news from COVID-19.
No.
They're coming here to be entertained, laugh a little,
that's
hang
it.
out, have some fun.
That's
what they do.
No one knows. Everyone knows I'm not the sports guy. It's a sports themed show because you got to have a niche. And if you just go, oh, it's just funny, then everyone goes, well, okay. So I have a foot in sports, and it's almost like that's the parachute. I can just go, I don't have shit to say right now. Hey, Michael Jordan's flu game. Boom, I got something to go back to. But I really would just love to get on here for 2 hours and fart around and have fun. So, but dude, so real quick, somebody asked, are you from Houston? Who was that asked? Underrated Mess wanted to know, is Cody from Houston?
I am. I've lived in Houston most of my life. I was born in Houston. I was born in Tennessee, but I lived in Houston primarily all my life. And the only time I really spent out of the state or out of the city really was when I was initially born in Tennessee, and then I spent 7 years in Lubbock, going to school and then working up in Lubbock at Texas Tech. And so outside of that, I've been in Houston pretty much my whole life, and that's home.
Yeah, and P. Randizzle in the chat said guns up, just so you're aware. So I don't know if he is a Red Raider or not, but I'm not gonna give you any shit. You have made me stop making those stupid herpes jokes. You have squashed the whole. I'm not even going to bring up herpes with Texas Tech. I'm not even going to mention venereal diseases in the city of Lubbock. I'm not going to do it, Cody, because you have told me that's not a true thing, and I'm not going to. We're not going to talk about your sordid past. So
right,
we're
sure,
not gonna...
exactly. Yeah, that was always a really fun thing to like. It was one of those like fake news things,
right?
Like before fake news was fake news, because like when you go to the stats,
it's
and
not,
you go to the facts, it ain't even close.
That's
but
I was so disappointed when you told me that.
It's alliteration's a lot better than Longhorn rash,
right?
Or Accu rash or something like that.
But just in as much as there's stats that say, oh no, Raider rash isn't true. There are stats that say Aggies really don't have sex with that many animals either. So I just want to point that out. That you would think it was a higher number than it is. Like everyone's like, oh, this is the level that Aggies have sex. No, it's really like down here. It's not nearly as high as everyone thinks it is. And by the way, I'm not an Aggie, so I'm just a fan, so I don't have sex with animals. All right, dude, the shit you put in the rundown, I was pumped. I was like, God, I want to pay you like $20 a day just to give me rundown ideas. That's all I can afford right now. But this shit, well, you got do your shit, dude. Have you thought about doing a podcast or anything?
I don't know. I always, when I got fired at 6'10", I laid low for a little while, and just kind of, tried to learn. I was just learning all about like what you do when you get fired. I'd never been fired from a job. I'd quit every other job to move to a different job whenever that had ever happened in my life.
Yeah. So
I didn't really know what to do when I got fired. So I laid low until Fred gave me the chance to do some sports map stuff, and I just popped up out of nowhere with some sports map stuff, and that worked out pretty well. For right now, I don't know. Just kind of, maybe I do the podcast thing. Maybe I, can glob onto something that's already going, an upstart or something like that. I'm not dying to get back in right now because, a lot of the things I sent you in the email, it's like, I want to work on stuff. I want to fine tune stuff. And when I do get back behind a microphone on a regular basis, I want to be better than the last time I was behind a microphone on a regular basis.
By the way, I forget to tell people this that join me, but I'm not ignoring you. There's chat that's over here on my right, so I look at it. But John Wessling is in the chat, and he said, Stoots! So just know that Wessling is here and said, what's up? And by the way, do you remember R. Silva? Because you and we need to talk about this.
Yes.
Remember Roland Silva? He said 10 years ago, this was Stoots and Macca on the message board thread. And look at us now. Yeah, Roland, look at us now. We're fucking fired, bro. Sorry. I swear I wasn't going to say the F word anymore on the show so people could listen at work. But I'm a little emotional when talking about getting fired.
Man, that's so funny because, we talked about it on the radio before, but I don't know if everybody knows, but like you and I have known I wouldn't say we like know each other because we were just kind of acquaintances.
We were radio friends.
You and I have known. Yeah, we have known of who each other is for a very long time, going back to a message board and video web chat from a radio station back in the day. That's 1560 The Game.
And so this is why I understand and appreciate and love everybody that tunes in right now, because I understand the passion of being a fan of somebody and something. I love Lance Zierlein. I'm a fan of Lance Zierlein, John Granado, Sean Pendergast, the entire 1560 crew, Raheel. Like you and me and Roland and everybody else that joined those 1560 message boards. Rich Burmaster, that's how we met. We ended up going into business together. You and I worked together on the radio. Like, it's amazing what 1560 did and how much it meant to so many people. But you and me, we just started off as listeners. Like, we were P1s. We were P1s. Like, everybody on this show watching, tuning into the chat and buying shirts is a P1 of mine. And it's just amazing to me that, man, I understand the passion because I was there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just, like, there would be radio stations that would pay to have that much interaction with their other stuff that had back in the day.
Oh my God.
Now,
what was it? What was the Slap Fest and shit like that?
Slap Fest, the listener organized things that we would do. The scavenger hunt that we did.
God.
That one time that was incredible that my team won, Team Stolen Onion Ring, we Smashed everybody.
I remember when we made shirts. That's when I had the shirt place, and I made shirts for everybody. We all did designs, and God, that was so much fun. And I gotta say it. I'm not trying to sit here and make this about the show, but I've seen the listeners, the deckheads, are saying, when are we going to meet up? When are we going to do something? And I'm like, fuck, man.
Sure.
This was the same thing. It was that grassroots. Because I'm like, I tell people, look, you guys bought shirts. Here's what I'm doing with the money. I'm trying to grow it this way. I'm trying to do that. Yeah. I want them to be involved because that's how 1560 was with us in a lot of ways. Now, David Gow didn't tell us what they did with the money, but it was just as much listener run in a lot of ways and listener supported as anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's to me, like, that is, don't get me wrong. Like, I've been on both sides. I've been on the little upstart trying to scrape by. You know, I was an intern at 1560, loyal listener. Yeah. And then I've been on the other side of the machine where it's like everything's built for you. There's a built-in base. Like, I enjoy both of them.
The C-Pod?
Yeah. There's advantages to both of them. You meet radio listeners the same way. You know, there's still cool people. There are people I met from my 610 days that I'm friends with now that I'm still cool with. There is something unique about being able to play a part, big, small, little, insignificant, with your money, with your ears, in something that's like on the rise. So, you know, when you know, Barry on Deck is a big time deal, there are gonna be a lot of people like, I remember back in the day, you know, doing the hipster shit where they're like, hey, I was there before he had 2 chat rooms.
Dude, that's, you know, but I a lot of what I've been doing and building was based off of my experiences at 1560 as a fan, and then my experiences with ESPN as an on-air guy, because I remember that. And that's why I did the shirts and made them like, oh, there's only 125, and if you get one, you get one, because I would love one day for people to be proud to have that shirt, and so many people to wish that they would have got in on it. And that's what we're trying to build. And who knows, dude? But like you said, it's been so much fun and amazing and just an absolute blast. All right, enough reminiscing. But that is crazy that you and I started as friends on a message board, and then look at us now, 2 fired radio guys. Dreams do come true. Yeah. All right.
Now I actually know your name instead of just calling you Macca.
Macca, that was my message board name. People would always, did I ever tell everybody where I got it from?
I'm assuming somebody said your last name wrong one time.
No. Macca came from when I used to play Quake. I used to teach computers at this place called C-Trek. And we had a Quake server in the back where all the instructors would play Quake all day when we weren't in class. And we all had handles, or, you know, like people play Fortnite now, and you have names like Ninja or whatever. And I wasn't gonna play, but they were like, play. So I said okay, and then I had to come up with a name, and I didn't have a nickname growing up. I didn't, you know. Well, my mom called me Bear, but so I wasn't gonna go as Bear because that's a hairy gay dude and all these other things. And so I was like, I remember listening to this group called the Afros, and they said the word Macaframalama, and I loved that word.
Oh, there you go.
Macaframalama. So I just shortened it to Macca. That was the
perfect.
Yeah, that's so fucking stupid. Excuse me, sorry, language. That's 2 tips in the swear jar.
So I'm getting roasted on my group chat with my buddies.
Why?
Because you mentioned you had a t-shirt company for a while, and I didn't mention that I had a failed t-shirt company as well.
What? You did?
Yes.
Was it during the message board days?
No, it wasn't during the message board days. It was actually, I came up with the idea with a buddy of mine that I worked with at 610, and it was right before I got the midday show with John Lopez. So it was like a little way. I was like, oh, okay, like I only work X number of hours, like I can grind a little bit on the side on this little side business. And so me and a buddy, who was the web guy at 610 at the time, Garrett Heinrich, came up with the idea for a t-shirt company because he had some design experience. He's really good at that. And I kind of had like some ins and outs and some ins on getting them printed and things like that. Called it Fan Suits Clothing. Thought that was a real cool name.
That is cool.
Had some real cool designs right off the bat. Made the huge mistake of getting way too many shirts on our first print. Like invested way too much in inventory, and then we didn't invest as much in the following designs, and they like sold out, and they were awesome. And so we were like, man, we were stupid. Like we botched this.
All backwards.
And then I got committed to show, and I was like, oh, okay, well I just don't have time to like grind on this. And then, you know, failed company, but really fun idea. And then you realize that like unless you're, you know, you get in the machine or you're just an absolute grinder that can commit all to it, like it's probably just, hang back, relax on the t-shirt deal.
Yeah, it was not an easy business, that is for sure. And I did all the printing myself. I like everything I do, I usually just do by myself. That's why the Cage Door was such a different experience as an entrepreneur, because I have business partners. But my t-shirt company, all me. I had the 4-color press in the office. I would take orders on the website. I built my own emulsion station to do all the shit, and it's just a goddamn nightmare. I was just like, this is just too much work for $5 a shirt.
Right as we got into screen printing and we were doing our shirts and they looked nice, we liked them. A new technology evolved.
Direct to garment printing.
Yeah, and got a lot cheaper to do. And so we were like, yeah, we're in trouble.
Screwed. Okay, so all the stuff that you put on the rundown to talk about. You have a bunch of shit. And I don't know where I want to start because I'm literally fascinated with all of it. But where do you want to? You came up with this. What do you want to discuss first? Because I want to get to all of this, and we only have like 35 minutes.
Okay, I just want to quickly soapbox on the sports thing.
Do it. Please go.
So everybody's like, oh, well, hey, what if baseball came back in this idea? And what if basketball came back this way?
Right.
Or what if they did this with? And then immediately, mostly on Twitter, because it's a fairly negative place, immediately you see people just crapping on the ideas. I'm not ready to call any idea a bad idea. Like, every idea has validity right now, and like every idea should have validity, because as we saw like in the past week, there are like scientists that are like, well, I speculate that this thing might have been around since, late October. And like when they said that in February, people crapped on them, and now they're like, remember when you said that thing? Can we get you on CNN to talk about it? And it's like, so one of these crappy ideas is going to work. So I'm not in the business of just like immediately crapping on every idea. Like, 3 divisions in baseball and 10 teams each, and you only play the teams in that division. Sure, you only play teams that are in 150 miles of this place. Whatever. Like basketball plays at Disneyland. Sure, I'm up for any idea. Just you calling anything a bad idea right now in any sort of restart is dumb. You're the bad idea for saying bad idea.
That's a good rant. But there are some bad. You can't just say there's no bad ideas, though, Cody. There are some bad ideas.
Yeah, I'm willing to listen until I can determine if it's a bad idea.
You're just okay. So your point is you're not just gonna be like, nope, that's stupid. That's a dumb idea.
Right. There's nothing is stupid until I have attempted to vet it, but people. This is mainly for the headline people, where they're like, nope, 3 divisions in baseball wouldn't work. Like, okay, well, how about you read it, and there's all the reasons why it would work, and or how about you come up with if you crap on an idea, you need to throw your support behind a different idea.
I like the people that like. I don't think piping in. I'm not a big piping in crowd noise for NFL football games that Joe Buck talked about. But you know what? Just don't show me the crowd, and I won't care. But if I see a stadium empty and Fox is pumping me crowd noise and it's literally you can literally hear the nose tackle for the Texans farting on the field. Don't give me that shit about I'm going to pump in crowd noise. I just don't. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, okay. I mean, look, crowd noise, whatever. Maybe, but how do you know if you're going to, like, here's the thing. I thought I hated professional wrestling. I hated everything about the crowd. I don't care.
Oh my God.
Like, I don't care about crowd reaction shots. I don't care about signs. None of that. And then I watched 5 seconds of pro wrestling without the crowd, and I was like, wow, I really miss all those sad saps in the seats. Like, I really wish they were there. Like, wow.
See, it doesn't have the same feel. It doesn't. There's not, bro. It's like watching. I don't watch late night talk show TV like Kimmel but I've seen a few clips here and there. It's not the same when they do their monologue in front of their dog. It's like I'm fortunate. I started Barry on Deck in front of my cat, so this is what it is. People are used to this already. But when you see Jimmy Kimmel in his breakfast nook trying to make COVID jokes. I need to hear the laughter. It's weird. It's different.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. When as a comedian, one good laugh and you're gonna get like a nice little contagious little wave. One good cheer at a football stadium, baseball stadium, you get a nice little wave going.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I mean, sure, I'll miss the fans. Maybe I need crowd noise. Maybe I don't. I don't know.
But no,
I'm willing to listen to every idea though.
And that's a good takeaway because I think everybody is so quick to just be like, nope, it's not.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I really want to. I'm picking next because this one, of more than anything, I don't know why this fascinated me so much, but you watched a big documentary on He-Man. And
so
why isn't He-Man more popular is the question.
So it's on Netflix, and it's just like, it's how He-Man was created. And like, He-Man was initially created because they needed like more manly action figures. They wanted action figures with more substance to them.
Wait, so that's what they came up with?
And
a dude in a loincloth.
Because
the most homoerotic character like, you realize that the ambiguously gay duo is based off of He-Man.
Well, I mean, yeah, whatever. But like, it's a bunch of toy makers coming up with this. So
true.
Take with it the assessment of what they prefer, if you'd like. And so I'm watching this documentary, and it's on Netflix. It's like the power of He-Man or something, blah, 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 blah. And it's fascinating how they like, well, what if we did this? And they're like, okay, that's actually a good idea. Well, what if we did this? Like, okay, like, well, we need a vehicle. Okay, well, we don't have any money for a vehicle. Well, what if we take this leftover toy from this other line and make He-Man ride this cat and call it Battle Cat? Like, okay, you want it to just be the same color? Nah, make it green with orange stripes. Boom, Battle Cat. And I'm just like, that's how these toys got made? And then it goes into like, okay, we made the cartoon, and I think...
Hold on, well, you just shattered my childhood, bro.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that the only reason He-Man existed was to sell toys?
Correct. They created it as a toy line, and then they created the mythology behind everything.
So this is just greedy corporate America going, all right, give me that dude, put some muscles on him, put a loincloth on him, give him a sword, which is, a phallic symbol. We're going to do that. Get him a cat to ride, and then and all of that was just so they could sell toys. And then they were like, now let's just come up with a cartoon to get people hooked.
Yeah, well, they had to create the mythology behind all the action figures, and they're like, actually, this would make a great cartoon, so they created the cartoon.
And so that's not how every cartoon is made, though. Just He-Man.
That's not how every cartoon. He-Man, Transformers was similar. They were such big toys that they turned it into a cartoon. And then I believe G.I. Joe was the same. The toys were such big that they wanted making a TV show.
Oh God, were you a bigger He-Man fan than G.I. Joe or what? Which one was your go-to?
Well, G.I. Joe had the wrestling tie-in because Sergeant Slaughter was in it, so I like G.I. Joe.
What do you mean though? It was the Ultimate Warrior. That's not He-Man.
No.
What? I thought they were the same person. Shit.
No.
Oh, okay.
If I was ranking them, I'd probably say Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, but like. The way He-Man could be, like, He-Man could be like a adult cartoon. Like, it could be slicing and dicing and cutting dudes up with swords.
It could be The Witcher. I mean, literally.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, it's funny because, like, hearing some of the names they were coming up with people originally, like, everybody was going to be man. It was going to be Fishman, Birdman, Skullman for the bad guy. And then someone who actually had some creative knowledge came in and was like, hey, what if we named this guy Skeletor instead of Skullman? Like, wouldn't that be good? Or like, how about Merman instead of Fishman? Like, and they like actually came up with some of the names that were like, oh, okay, like that makes sense.
Oh, right. Because
so,
like,
I don't know,
one guy at the end, he's just like, he's probably like 60. He's out of touch with kids and cartoons. He doesn't know. He's just like, all right, now he's just got to have a guy that's just a regular dude. So we'll call him Man. And they're like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here right now. There's no Man.
The guy literally admits, he's like, yeah, I was bad with the names, but we had to come up with names for everybody. And then someone else came up with better names.
Well, then,
okay, good for you.
Well, then they do She-Ra. What happened there?
That was because they wanted the girls to get in. They wanted the girls to have like a character.
Why wouldn't it have been She-Woman?
I don't know.
Where's the Ra? What's the Ra? Why is she Ra?
Different
Hera.
Different mythology, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. But it's a good documentary because I loved He-Man growing up, bro. And the chat. Look, there it is. Josh Court said I liked Thundercats, dude. Thundercats were my shit. G.I. Joe and He-Man. And if you gave me those three every day after school for the rest of my life, I was set. And I would probably, the only reason I started to get hip to G.I. Joe that nobody died. It was kind of like, okay, there's all this shooting, and these are the worst soldiers on the history of soldiering. No one has ever gotten a kill on either side. Why is there even a war? You guys suck at warring.
Everybody gets shot with like a device that wraps them up,
Grappling hook. No. I really thought one day, by the way, I would have a grappling hook. It's just part of my everyday apparel, where you just walked around with a grappling hook. That's just what you did. Everybody.
I gotta get up there.
I work on the third floor. I'll see y'all later. I just thought that's how shit was gonna go when I was an adult. I thought there would be just grappling hooks and shit. I mean, that was a normal thing in cartoons. I kind of thought the same thing. I'm getting off track a little bit, but I thought about this. I actually thought this would be a good sketch for YouTube one day, but I was thinking about the fact that, you know who the worst soldiers are on the planet? Stormtroopers. I don't know who's in charge of the Stormtrooper Training Academy, but they need to be fired. I have never seen a Stormtrooper get a kill. No one, it's literally, if you sign up to be a Stormtrooper, you are signing your own death certificate because every Stormtrooper dies.
It's got to be the helmet. It's got to be the helmet because old dude in the new 3 movies was a former
fogging up and shit.
He takes the helmet off and he can shoot like a marksman.
That's right. Dude, you nailed it. What they need to do is get someone to redesign the helmets.
Yeah.
And
Boba Fett didn't have no problem shooting people.
Different helmet, different visor. They need to get what are those tactical lenses? You ever see those commercials for the tactical sunglasses? They're like, you don't see the eagle, and then they put and it's like, oh shit, there's an eagle there. Who the fuck's not seeing the eagle? How are you? Dude, come on. These aren't magic glasses, okay? They don't just make shit appear. No one believes you. Tactical flashlight. You ever notice they sell a tactical flashlight, tactical sunglasses, tactical visor? I'm like, I don't need a tactical toothbrush. I just don't need that. There's no war going on in my mouth. It's not necessary. We are way off track, Cody. All right. Let's bring it back here. Okay, so the He-Man, but you recommend the documentary. I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah, I think if you just type in He-Man on Netflix, it's fascinating how gazillion-dollar toy company lucked into another gazillion dollars worth of toys.
Did you own a bunch of the He-Man stuff?
So as far as owning the toys, that was probably a little bit after me. I wish I had some of them. I think a lot of them are worth money now. But a neighbor kid down the street who we were family friends with gifted me all his Transformers one time, and I was in Transformer heaven. I mean, I didn't know how to. Back then, you couldn't look up how to transform them, so it was all trial and error.
You
I
just
probably
figured it out.
15 of them before I figured out how to transform them. But
mine was G.I. Joe and Star Wars figures. That was the two. Yep. I didn't have any He-Man. I had 0 He-Man. I had no Transformers, but I had a ton of G.I. Joe and a ton of Star Wars.
So the Star Wars figures are in the He-Man documentary for a very impressive reason.
Really?
Yep. I won't give you any spoilers, but it's early on, and it's fascinating how the Star Wars figures got huge.
Really? Okay. Well, and that's in there too. Okay, I'm definitely watching this because that's my whole childhood. I can remember because I was an only child, and not an only child. My sister wasn't living with us, so I grew up by myself, but I had friends, but a lot of times I would just occupy myself. I would set up my Star Wars and my G.I. Joe, and there'd be a war. You know? And of course...
people actually died.
Oh, yeah! No, well, Star Wars won, because G.I. Joe, obviously, they can't shoot, so they always lost. Always. Now, this ties into what you talked about earlier about Martha Stewart, because you're a foodie. I mean, you're into cooking and all that shit, right?
Yeah, I like to cook. I'm not going to turn my nose up at, someone who cooks, I'm not going to turn my nose up at fast food. Obviously, look at the size of me. But I appreciate a good meal. I appreciate people that take the time to, cook, take the time to learn how to cook at a high level and provide those meals. I mean, I'm not snobby about it. I like good food. I like bad food.
Do you do a lot of cooking? Do you like?
I try to.
You like experiment and?
Yeah. My mom's like an incredible baker. She has a bunch of different dishes, and so now I've kind of gone through, like, when she's cooking something, I'm like, and she doesn't know I'm doing this, but I'm like checking off like the little tips and tricks she's not going to write down for me, because that's like the joke is, like, if somebody gives you a recipe, something's left out. Maybe it's an ingredient, maybe it's a tip, maybe it's a trick, maybe it's the time, the temperature, whatever. But I'm filing away all the little pieces of info. So, one day when mom ain't cooking, I can still cook it like she did.
No shit. So you mentioned that you want to be on a cooking competition. Show. Are you like rehearsing? Are you like, okay, let me get my shit together. I'm going to get a tape. I'm going to send it in. I'm going to audition. And are you doing that? Because you got time?
You know what? This would probably be the time. They're gonna need a lot.
Now. Yeah.
They're gonna need to fire through a lot of recordings when this thing gets going back up. Yeah, it's actually probably not a bad idea to get going now. To me, like, my safety nets on television is live sports and the Food Network, and so most of the stuff on the Food Network, I'm in for a little bit. Guys Grocery Games is like where you run around a friggin' supermarket and then you cook your food. Like, that's awesome.
Somebody said Hell's Kitchen. Is that a thing? Do you enjoy that?
Hell's Kitchen's good.
Chris Reyes said that.
I like kind of the setup of, like, the single non-episodic ones. Like Guys Grocery Games, it starts at 8. You know who the winner is by 9.
Okay.
Hell's Kitchen, that's 12 weeks worth of Gordon Ramsay yelling at those folks. But even even a Gordon Ramsay show, like, he's got a show that he did a couple years ago. It's all his tips and tricks, and it's like 100 recipes you could stake your life on. And I just I'll watch those. He teaches you how to cut an onion. He teaches you how to do this, to do that. Those are fun. But the cooking competition shows, like, they got one that just came out about a year ago called Supermarket Stakeout. These people run up to the front of a supermarket, they buy people's groceries, and then they got to cook with whatever groceries they get from the people. And
shit! So they just, you don't know, like, I'm just checking out, and I've got, there goes a steak, and there goes some potatoes, and then there goes probably some tampons, and then there goes. Yeah. But then they just run up, they pay for all your groceries, and then they leave, and they take that and make it.
Yeah. So, like, last night they had to make a Mediterranean dish, and the guy runs up and he gets all this stuff to make a taco dinner, and it's like, okay, well, these people were gonna make tacos. Like, now I got to make it Mediterranean. Like, that just.
What would you do? What would you do? I mean, well, you obviously know what they did. What would you have done? We're gonna see if you can make it on the show.
So he had shrimp, and he had ground beef. Sorry, he had ground beef. So he just put a lot of Mediterranean seasoning on it, and then I think made like a Mediterranean taco or something like that. And it's like, okay, pretty smart. But they were like hammering him because, like, only the beef tasted Mediterranean, like everything else was like very like Mexican or something like that. So it's like, okay, like, I kind of understand. The judges in the history of every cooking show that I've ever watched, Chopped and Guys Grocery Games, like, these are all these Food Network shows. The only time anyone has ever not had something negative said is once in a judging round. Like, there was one dish ever. Like, the judges always have like some little nitpick, like, my steak was cut too big.
Yeah.
Oh, screw off. Cut your own steak. Okay, my steak was cut too big. Get out of here.
Everybody's trying to be what's his name? Colin. Who's the guy they hate on American Idol? Colin. What the hell's his name? I know the chat will have it. Why can't I remember the dude's name?
Simon?
Oh, Simon Cowell. Yeah. Colin. Simon. Everybody's trying to be Simon Cowell. And that's, I mean, they saw that's the blueprint for judging now, is to be a dick to people.
And they always talk down on ingredients that I would use like every day. Like somebody gets like, there's a chopped basket and something comes up and it's like a ravioli in a can. They're like, it's a little salty. Like, I don't know if you can even do anything with it. I was like, oh, you can shove it in your mouth and shut the hell up. It's good.
Dude, I used to love Chef Boyardee raviolis. Oh my God. I would get down on that.
They came out with the mini raviolis. You were like, okay, whole new experience here.
Yes! It was like, oh shit. Okay, this is, yeah. And then you can start microwaving that shit. You don't have to put it in the pot on the stove. Oh yeah. Now, you had a very interesting question that reminded me of a couple stories, and I would love to hear yours because you asked what was my most embarrassing fast food order. What's the order you have most been embarrassed by at a fast food? I would love to know what yours is.
So my buddy Landry and I play a game called At My Fattest.
Okay.
And he likes fast food more than a human being should. And I've
is he fat?
Dabbled. No, super skinny.
Hate guys like that. Oh my God, I hate you so much.
But I've dabbled in the fast food realm quite a bit myself. So there's three to come to mind. One was I got a triple meat, triple cheese Whataburger one time, large fries, large drink, and then got a Whataburger plain and dry on the side with an additional order of fries.
Shit.
And you have to eat it inside so you get unlimited refills.
So you're just over there in the corner shaming eating a second meal?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what you would have been smart.
No, it's one meal. I eat it all at the same time.
But here's what.
It's probably 3 people worth.
Well, let me tell you what. So one of mine was I went to get frozen yogurt, and you know that when you go to like the, that you get the tub. And then you fill it up, and then you get to go to the snack station and put shit in there, right? And I'm just loading the Reese's peanut butter cups, and dude, when I went to check out, it was $17.
That's incredible.
It was the lady goes $17.38, and I went, and I realized, holy shit, this is like for 4 people. So I got 2 spoons. I was like, it's for me and my wife. It was for me, bro.
It's for you. Yeah, that's
so
good.
What you should have done is put another tray in front of you and put the plain burger and fries. Then be like, and then just like go, well, I guess they're not going to show up. And then you can eat that and you don't look like, you're I don't want it to waste.
I had no shame.
I think it was shit.
I had no shame.
What was the others?
So I could rock through $20 at Taco Bell easy.
Oh my God. That was my other one.
I don't think let ye who has not spent $20 at Taco Bell cast the first sauce packet, but I would do it regularly. Really? We're talking like a weekly trip to Taco Bell for $20. And in college, I didn't have $20 to spend on a meal, much less $20 at Taco Bell. And then McDonald's. McDonald's for a while had a 20 nugget pack. They may still have it. But they had a 20 nugget pack, and had a couple drinks one night, get somebody to take me and my buddy to McDonald's, and we go order, and he's like, you just order for us. He's like, get enough food for both of us. And I was like, easy breezy, baby. I'm going to need 100 nuggets.
Holy shit. What?
So we got 100 nuggets. We got 4 large fries. We got 2 large drinks. And then we got 10 double meat, double cheese of the little McDoubles.
Oh my
God.
We
each had 50 nuggets, 5 McDoubles, 2 large fry, and a drink. And he tapped out by nugget 40. And then the biggest thing is you're yelling at the lady like, give me more sauce. Like, I ordered 100 nuggets.
I need more.
Give me more sauce.
They want to charge you.
I'm like, fine, throw it in the bag and throw it on the tab. I got this. Like, we're good. Like, I need my sauce. We had so much food. We went into my buddy's house. We got there, and they're like, what? Like, did y'all bring food for everybody? Like, no, we brought food for us. And we went into his garage, and we spread it all out over a ping pong table, and we each sat on each side of the ping pong table and ate our food. And then he tapped out at nugget 40, and I think I ended up with nugget 60,
Dude.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. What I love about Taco Bell, and I can eat a lot of McDonald's. I find I can eat a lot of Chick-fil-A, which, by the way, I just want to point out to everybody that doesn't know, you are the sauce god, by the way. You are the sauce god. I'm not even going to share with them. You guys don't even know. You need to go follow Cody on Twitter and ask him about his sauce tips, because he's the sauce god. Do it.
At Cody_Stoots on Twitter, and I will give you the Chick-fil-A sauce tips that you need to know.
Trust me on this. Do it. At Cody_Stoots. He's the sauce god. But what I realized is when I go to Taco Bell, the last time I did a $20 order, that bitch at the drive-thru shamed me. Like, she legit, because they, it's like one thing if they just hand you your stuff, but this time she was like, she pulls the window open and she knows that my fat ass just ordered all of this for me. So she leans on the window and she goes, okay, so you've got 14 items. And I'm like, you didn't need to call out the items. She goes, so it's in several bags. And I was like, bitch, are you fat shaming me in this drive-thru?
There's two
So
reasons.
she goes, here's bag number 1. It's this, and this. Oh, there's still more. And here's bag number 2. It's this, and this, and we're still waiting on this, and this. It's a lot of food.
Yeah.
Did I just get fat shamed by the lady at Taco Bell? Bro, it was the funniest shit. And I tweeted about it. It was just like, boy, I just got fat shamed. Look, I get it, Sharon. I got 14 things. I don't need you calling that shit out. Just send me my shit.
That is a Taco Bell lady who has gotten yelled at because some fat bastard did not get what he wanted, and she got yelled at for it. And it cost 2.5 hours worth of her work at Taco Bell, and she got yelled at for it because she didn't get all the right items in there. Dude. And she's not messing that up again.
She's not getting screamed at. Oh, Scott Vaughn has a good one. He said, you remember when BW3s had 25-cent wings on Tuesdays? Mm-hmm. Dude. I used to go there and go. Me and my buddy did an eating contest for 50 wings. And you had everybody at the contest had to buy 50 wings. And the first person to finish won. You had to do it within an hour because we had a regular day job. And I did all 50. I think I ended up doing 60 because I ate 10 of his. But that was my crowning achievement in the food contest business was I ate 60 wings once. I was literally drunk off chicken, by the way. I was literally drunk off. I didn't realize chicken could get you drunk, but it absolutely did. But I also, he said BW3s. Why did they call Buffalo Wild Wings BW3s? What was the third W?
This is why you need a guy like me.
Okay.
It was originally called Buffalo Wild Wings and Weck. Weck is a type of bread that is extremely popular in the Northeast. Buffalo Wild Wings and Weck. And you used to be able to get Weck at every Buffalo Wild Wings. And if you notice, they don't call themselves BW3 anymore. They've completely got rid of the Weck. They're just Buffalo Wild Wings. But yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings and Weck. Weck bread was one of their main staples. And you used to be able to, I mean, as recently as probably 2007, 2008, I tested a Buffalo Wild Wings one time. I was like, can I get some Weck bread with that? And they were like, sure, weirdo. Here you go. You know?
How did he know? It's like the secret menu. They just, bro, I don't even know what Weck bread is. How do you spell that? I'm going to go Google this. How do you spell it?
I believe it's W-E-C-K. I think it's Weck. W-E-C-K.
German-style Weck rolls. Beef on Weck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't look... It's got.
They were originally called Buffalo Wild Wings and Weck.
Really? Yeah, it's like a bun or a roll or something, dude.
So
I had no idea. I was like, "That's whoever named that nickname is an idiot." But nope.
Yeah.
Wow.
Useless knowledge up in here.
I dig it though. I dig it.
That's so useless. Trebek wouldn't even talk about it on Jeopardy. That's how useless that is. Like, yeah, you'd be great on Jeopardy. No, because all my stuff would never even end up on Jeopardy.
Nobody would do that. Dude, you had a question. Do you root for or against the people on My 600-Pound Life? First of all, I don't watch My 600-Pound Life. I don't think I saw one episode, and I was like, you got to be shitting me. Like, I couldn't do it. I looked at that and it frustrates me to no end because I'm like, why did you? I can't get past. How did you let yourself get to? Why didn't My 400-Pound Life be your? Hey, I should probably turn some shit around. So do I root against them? No, like I watch The Biggest Loser and I root for all those cats, but I don't.
So for the first 35 to 45 minutes of that show, most of those people are easy to root against. They complain. They are annoyed when people try to help. Like they act like you're 640 something pounds. Losing 30 pounds in a month is not hard. Okay? Like, it's not hard. And then they complain and then some of them are just so unaware. Like, the lady was like, yeah, last year I weighed 640 pounds when I got weighed. I hope I'm under 600 when I go weigh in today. It's like, lady, nothing's changed in your life. There's no way you lost weight. And then, later on, you find out, a lot of these people have serious mental problems, and it's caused them to get this
really?
and stuff like that.
That's not fun.
Most of the time. But, when they're like, oh, it's hard, and then they're like, oh, why don't you just order a pizza? Or, you can't go get it. Somebody, you're like, oh, they enabled me. One lady blamed her enablers. Oh, well, they got the pizza for me. It's like, I saw you yell at them
to get you a pizza
until they ordered you the pizza. What are you talking about? Ultimately, I'm all rooting for them to get the surgery and lose a bunch of weight and not, die. But they make it hard to root for themselves for the first 30, 45 minutes of the show.
Now, I feel like if this show was more popular, or if it ever, I feel like I would get in trouble for saying this. It's nothing I wouldn't say on the radio, but I feel like I should, but I do not feel sorry for fat people. Because I was fat once. I was almost I was over 220 something pounds. And at 5'10", that's big. Now, I know that's not 500 pounds. I know that's not 300 pounds. But for me, that was fat. And I was considered obese on the whatever scale. And the doctors were like, yo, this is not healthy. Your cholesterol's high. So for me, that was my fattest. And I only blame myself because of my eating habits. And I get it if you have a thyroid. I totally get it. But I feel like if you get to 600 pounds and you eat whole pizzas and you're eating 10 hamburgers, we just got through talking about all the shit. Because that's why I got fat. That's exactly why I got fat. Is because I ate myself fat and I expected nobody to feel sorry for me. Even now, I'm not fat, but I'm fatter than I should be. I mean, you can tell I got a gut but I don't blame anybody but myself for this shit.
Right.
And so I don't feel sorry for them.
And that's I think, as a person that's sort of yo-yoed with their weight basically my whole life, the biggest misconception you can have about eating healthy is that there's not things that taste good that are also healthy. There's absolutely is. Every episode of this My 600 Pound Life, someone's like, well, I guess I'll go eat a salad. Hey, by the way, you don't have to eat salad if you're going to eat right. Maybe we have a grilled chicken breast with some balsamic reduction on the side.
Uh-huh.
That's better than eating, a fried piece of chicken. It's still chicken. And you know what? My little, the little sauce tip that people are going to get. It's a tip that I use on the grilled nuggets at Chick-fil-A when I'm eating good, because the grilled nuggets, the flavor's okay. You do a little sauce tip, you pay attention to what the ingredients are, and they taste a little bit better.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. That's the bigness. And anybody, and you've done the weight loss thing with the usual suspects before. You don't have to eat salad every day if you want to lose a couple pounds.
I do Weight Watchers, and this is not an endorsement for them because they're not paying me. But I swear by Weight Watchers, if you stick to the program, you can eat ice cream. I'll get Halo Top. I will eat eggs in the morning. I'll just make me 4 scrambled or fried eggs. I might have a little bit of turkey sausage crumbles on the side or a turkey sausage patty. I'll get maybe a grilled chicken nuggets with your sauce tips for lunch with maybe a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. And then whatever for dinner, and I'll have ice cream, and I can do all that. And then if I do that for 2 days, I'll lose a half pound.
Yep.
You don't have to eat like shit to lose. It's possible to lose weight. So I'm with you. I don't think about I don't feel sorry for people because I know I did it to myself. So. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I'm the same thing with me. I'm like, oh, hey, I look pretty good in that picture. Wonder what happened. Oh, yeah, I stuffed my face with food nonstop for 2 years, and I don't look like that anymore.
Now, we're going to go over time a little bit, but I want to ask you one sports question before we go, just because I'm curious. Because you were, hey, what's up, Oliver? Star of the show. But you were a big kind of Texans insider in this town, and you follow them. You do a lot. And so I just wanted your give me your 1 minute assessment of the current state of the Texans. Is your outlook positive or is it negative?
I think the outlook's always positive when you've got a quarterback like Deshaun Watson. Now, the problem that you would hope is not there with Deshaun is you compare 2018 to 2019. There's a solid argument that Deshaun was worse in 2019 than he was in 2018, and that shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened with a healthy offseason, familiarity with the team, the best offensive line he's played with, the best depth on the offense that he's played with. That shouldn't happen. There are also some things that you can point to and say, hey, look, past 2 seasons, Deshaun Watson, most game-winning drives in football. More than Tom Brady, more than Russell Wilson, more than Drew Brees. Game-winning drives, Deshaun Watson gets it done. And so there's always a little bit of hope there. But what are the reasons associated with why didn't he get better? Why isn't he better? Why didn't he have a meteoric jump in talent when most guys would have that jump? And then I think you point to the way the offense is operated, the offensive system. That's Bill O'Brien. They got a new offensive coordinator. As far as play calling with Tim Kelly, he's he's been the OC, but actually calling the plays. Apparently Tim Kelly's going to do that. Bill O'Brien's going to stay hands off on it. If you believe that's the case, then there's hope that the offense gets better. And then with the defense, fresh new voice as far as the decision maker. Anthony Weaver talked earlier this week with the media, and one of the big things coming out was Anthony Weaver doesn't make suggestions anymore. He makes decisions. And so, okay, well, this is a guy that played under Rex Ryan, played under a bunch of guys that aren't like Romeo Crennel in the way he did things. So there's hope there on the defense. They can get it going. They've thrown as good a solutions at some of their problems as they could have. Mm-hmm. Now, in doing that, they have created other problems. I don't know how their wide receiver core is going to operate this year.
It's a mess. Because
I ran the stats on this one day. I think that crew has played 70% of the potential games the past 2 seasons that they could have. That's not good.
No.
They don't have legitimate backups behind those top 3 guys that you would trust. And so there's some question marks, but you look at the division, you clearly have the best quarterback. It's not even close.
Mm-hmm.
When he's on, you've got the best defender in the division, in J.J. Watt. Now, do you get him for 6 games? Do you get him for 8 games? Do you get him for 16 games? I don't know.
Dude, health. But this team, it's almost like at every position that you point to, it doesn't come down to skill. It comes down to health. Will Fuller, when he's healthy, can play. Deshaun Watson, if he's healthy, he can play. J.J., that's a scary thing, though. That's why I say, what is your outlook? Because if your whole thing in the NFL is your fingers crossed for health, how that we've all seen that movie. We know how that ends. People get hurt.
One of my big things is you have a great quarterback talent, and when you look at the past 20 years of football, when I call it the Patriots era, since New England won, their first Super Bowl to now. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady didn't win every Super Bowl. Mm-mm. Tom Brady didn't play in every Super Bowl.
Mm-mm.
Okay? Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. Ben Roethlisberger won 2 of them. Peyton Manning won 2 of them. Okay? If Patrick Mahomes is amazing and he's the next Tom Brady, okay, then for the next 20 years, 6 of those go to Patrick Mahomes. Who are the other 14 go to? The other appearances.
Yeah.
And this is just the Super Bowl. I just want the Texans to play for an AFC championship. Oh, my God. They haven't got close to that.
Yeah, that would be outstanding. Dude, I gotta cut it there. It's 4:01. Yeah. I've gone a little past, but I don't give a shit. We can do whatever. But I'm trying to respect a clock and, know. So, but, dude, Cody, this was awesome, man. It was great to talk to you. It was great to see you. Thank you for doing this. Tell people how they can get in touch with you again on social media.
At Cody_Stoots on the Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I don't Instagram that much. But I'm on there. So at Cody_Stoots on Twitter. If you want to hit the follow button, you want to tweet at me. And then if you need the sauce tips, that's where you can find them.
Cody Stoots, I appreciate you, buddy.
Anytime, my man.
All right, y'all go follow Cody Stoots at Cody_Stoots on the Instagrams. Once again, guys, damn it, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here through episode number 4. This has been a blast. There's more to come. I have a lot of plans, and I have a lot of things that I think you guys are gonna like and keep you entertained. So, with that said, though, I know I'm a little late.
Bend down the goddamn corner doing dope. Bend down the goddamn
Time to wrap it up. Time to get out of here. What? So this might be the new show closer for a while. Alright, guys, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Do me a favor. Go tell a friend. Tell them to watch the show 2 p.m. Tune in on the YouTubes. Go subscribe and all that. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I love you all, man. Thank you so much.